Lego, and that's what this is about. She's landed a Lego sponsorship. I mean, Lego may as well just taken that money and just lit it on fire. Just light it aflame. Because Paige Bueckers not drawing anybody to buy Legos except for a very, 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 very small portion of...
That visceral reaction tells you everything you need to know about what's happening in the WNBA right now. While one player is packing arenas with 20,000 fans a night and pulling in $50 million endorsement deals, another is being promoted as the league's next signature star despite averaging just 7 points. The gap between the marketing narrative and the real market performance has never been clearer, and it's exposing a growing disconnect that fans can no longer ignore.
Paige Bueckers is making an unprecedented off-court impact on the WNBA. Really? Paige Bueckers is already one of the most hyped and highly anticipated players in the WNBA years before she was actually drafted number 1 overall in the 2025 draft. Bueckers' skills on the court are undeniable. Her potential to continue to grow is vast. My goodness. Okay. But Bueckers has been making off-the-court moves that are unprecedented for a WNBA.
Let's establish some baseline facts, because numbers don't lie even when headlines try to spin them. Paige Bueckers signed with Lego in January 2025, adding to partnerships with CarMax and Fanatics, and media coverage rushed to label it unprecedented off-court impact for a WNBA player. But unprecedented compared to what exactly? Caitlin Clark signed an 8-year, $28 million Nike deal before she ever played a professional game, on top of partnerships with State Farm, Gatorade, Wilson, and Xfinity. That word doesn't mean what these outlets seem to think it means. During Bueckers' rookie season, the Dallas Wings averaged 7,273 fans per game. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever were forced to move multiple games to larger venues because Caitlin Clark was drawing crowds that exceeded their home arena's capacity. American Airlines Center, home of the Dallas Mavericks, hosted exactly 0 Wings games. But games moved to NBA arenas? You already know whose name was on those tickets.
Let me stop right there. That's a lie. Unprecedented to who? You've seen how many sponsorships Caitlin Clark's got? Did you see that Nike ad? From anywhere? Last I checked, 50 million people. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. In fact, I don't know that I can handle much more of this BS. The marketability that has continued to be a major factor in Bueckers' professional career as well is, of course, her UConn ties up there. Announced several partners.
Here's where it gets interesting. The ratings data tells the real story behind the marketing push. When the Dallas Wings faced the Indiana Fever on ABC in June 2024, the game drew 2.1 million viewers, which sound impressive until you break down what was actually driving that number. That wasn't a Paige Bueckers audience. It was a Caitlin Clark audience that simply included the Wings as the opponent. We know this because when Dallas played games without Clark on the other side, viewership dropped to 1.114 million, a 46% decline. Some articles try to spin that 1.114 million figure as proof of strong local or regional interest in Bueckers. But let's be honest about what a million viewer drop really means. The audience wasn't tuning in for Dallas. They were tuning in for Indiana.
Okay, let's just do it. Here we go. Here we go, right here. Paige Bueckers signs a deal with Lego as she prepares to be the next Nike signature athlete. So here we go, right here. And then there. Okay, hey, why that gotta be Iowa Hawkeye colors? Oh, did I say that out loud? Why is that Iowa Hawkeye colors? Just wondering. I said right there, Lego may as well take that money and just burned it. Let's look at this, folks. Dallas Wing attendance, 7,200.
Now we have to address the elephant in the room, because this marketing strategy isn't random. Paige Bueckers checks very specific boxes that make her appealing to certain corporate agendas regardless of her actual market performance. She's a UConn product, which comes with the backing of the most powerful pipeline in women's college basketball. She's openly gay, making her attractive to brands focused on LGBTQ representation, and she's in a high-profile interracial relationship with former teammate Azzi Fudd, adding another layer of marketability in the current corporate climate. None of this is inherently problematic. The issue arises when companies prioritize identity markers over measurable market impact. At that point, they're not making pure business decisions. They're making political or values-based statements using shareholder money. LEGO isn't investing in Paige Bueckers because they expect a direct return from increased basketball-driven sales. They're investing because she represents values they want to signal. That's their right. But let's not pretend this has anything to do with on-court performance or fan-driven demand.
1.4 million viewers, indicating strong local and regional interest. Strong local and regional interest. By the way, I talk about agenda. There's your agenda. Paige Bueckers. Guess what? She checks the LGBTQ elemental P box. LGBTQ. Who cares? You know what? The Alphabet Mafia box. Along with the Connecticut, the University of Connecticut.
The Unrivaled League situation perfectly illustrates this dynamic. Unrivaled is a new 3-on-3 basketball league that launched in January 2025 as an alternative to playing overseas during the WNBA offseason, featuring 30 players competing for higher salaries and equity stakes. On paper, it sounds promising, but here's the problem. Aya Wilson isn't playing. Sabrina Ionescu isn't playing. Sophie Cunningham isn't playing. Angel Reese isn't playing. And most importantly, Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest potential draw, the one player who actually moves ratings and sells tickets, isn't playing. Clark declined to participate. Yet Paige Bueckers is there, and somehow that's supposed to generate mainstream interest. 2 days before launch, social media engagement around Unrivaled was minimal, sports media coverage was sparse, and the general public wasn't talking about it at all. Now compare that to how the conversation would look if Caitlin Clark had signed on. It wouldn't be a niche storyline. It would be the dominant topic in women's basketball.
Think her name's Azzi Fudd? Oh, she's interracial on top of it. Oh, the wokes just literally exploded. Again, folks, the agenda is thick in this league. And I don't know how the hell Caitlin Clark is going to be able to dodge that agenda. Because, I mean, the agenda oozes out in the play with running clotheslines and bionic elbows.
This isn't about tearing down Paige Bueckers as a player. Her talent is real, and she was the #1 overall pick in the 2025 draft for legitimate basketball reasons. At UConn, she averaged 21.2 points, 5.2 assists, and 4.8 rebounds per game in her final season. She's a gifted passer with excellent court vision, a smooth shooting stroke, and a high basketball IQ. Her potential is undeniable, but potential does not equal current market value. And that's the gap these marketing campaigns are trying to artificially bridge. When you position someone as the next signature athlete before they've proven they can consistently draw crowds or move ratings, you're not building a brand. You're building a house of cards that collapses the moment real performance data arrives. The WNBA has a long history of trying to manufacture stars instead of letting them emerge organically. The league heavily pushed Brittany Griner despite her limited mainstream appeal, positioned Elena Del Don as a face of the league even though casual fans struggled to recognize her, and poured enormous promotional resources into players who never delivered the return the league needed.
I saw this headline. Unprecedented off-court impact, and I was like, the fudge is that? Nah. They're trying to blow that smoke up your ass. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Look, she's got unrivaled to her whole self. No Asia, no Sabrina, no Sophie, no Angel, and most notably, no Caitlin Clark.
And then Caitlin Clark happened. Not because of WNBA manufacturer stardom, but because she forced the conversation through sheer performance and genuine audience connection. She averaged 27.4 points per game at Iowa, broke the NCAA Division I scoring record with 3,951 career points, and dragged her team to 2 consecutive national championship games that delivered record-breaking viewership. The 2024 title game between Iowa and South Carolina drew 18.7 million viewers, making it the most watched basketball game, men's or women's, in 5 years. That organic star power. What happens when elite performance meets personality and real fan engagement? Clark didn't need identity politics to sell her brand or corporate agenda pushing to land endorsements. She simply needed to be undeniably great at basketball while being authentically herself in front of the cameras. And the market responded accordingly. The contrast with Bueckers couldn't be sharper, and that contrast is making certain people very uncomfortable.